Welcome to Shop Talk, where we chat about what's going on in our businesses right now, what's exciting and what's challenging. When something exciting happens, we want to ensure we're taking a moment to recognize and celebrate our successes. And when things are challenging, talking through them to gather each other's perspective is often so insightful.
If you're going through any of these challenges at the moment as well, we hope that by sharing openly, you know that you're not alone and that as business owners, we're all navigating this crazy journey together. Woo! We made it through the year. Or wait, just a month.
January has been like an intense month, I think. It's like gone fast, but also in our house, it was full of sickness. And so it like went kind of slow.
Yeah. I feel like it has been just a chaotic, start to the year that just comes with the industry. I feel like also on top of that, there's so much going on like in our world that for me has been a mental health strain. Like I feel like I spend a lot of days just kind of like very unsettled and feeling very just a lot of things. And so that on top of just like, and also let me get all this stuff done. And also let me mom. And also let me cook dinner. And also I've just been like, dear God, is this 72 month, like month over, like 72 day month over? It's been forever. So it just felt like a lot.
So my antidote to all the heaviness is watching Heated Rivalry on repeat.
What is this? Am I like missing out on life right now? What?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Everyone stop your car, stop the podcast, stop doing the dishes. Go watch Heated Rivalry. That's all. Just do it.
Okay,
have I ever demanded that you watch a TV show?
No.
Okay.
Is it reality TV? Is it drama?
No, it's drama. It's based on books. It's on HBO. If you don't subscribe to HBO, sign up for a month. It's going to take you 6 hours to watch it, and then you can cancel it. I am not a like pop culture TV show person. Like I watch all the shows. I've seen, all the things I think I'm supposed to have seen, but I'm not someone who like talks about it. I will never say you have to watch this or never.
Okay.
This is my one like pop culture card for the rest of my life, Brianna. If you're going to watch something, it has to be Heated Rivalry, and it needs to be by the next time we talk.
Ooh, deadline. Okay.
And I'm actually shocked you haven't heard about it.
No, I know. I feel like, am I under a rock here? What is going on?
Yes. So once you like lift up this rock, you're going to be like, oh my God, where has all of this been?
I feel
your
like
Instagram feed is about to blow up in the best way.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things. This, for me, the last like pop culture craze that I jumped on was, I don't even know if you ever did this. It was a book series last year about like the dragons. Did you read it?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna. There's 4 books. I ended this series. I mailed them to my sister. I told everybody that like is not into this kind of stuff. Well, your life will not be the same if you don't start reading these books. So please read them. So I feel like that was like my last pop culture like deep dive. But I'm happy to pick up a turn off my brain show on television.
Well, and I will let you know that they are also based on books. And I usually, 2 things I never do. There's a lot of superlatives going on in the first 3 minutes of this podcast. I don't usually talk about pop culture just because it's not that important to me. Like if somebody's like, hey, did you watch Bridgerton? Like, yep, seen all the seasons. I'll watch the new one coming out, and then I just kind of move on with my life. I don't know. It's just not like a priority for me. So I don't talk about pop culture. I don't watch things twice. I don't know. I've been like this my whole life, like movies, TV shows. Like I just have this weird feeling of like, once I've seen it, I've seen it.
But don't you have a 5-year-old? How do you even like, do you know?
I'm like mentally checked out by halfway through the movie, let alone on the second or third time around,
We watch movies 72 times until we can switch to another one.
I'm not talking about children's stuff. That's different. Okay. I'm talking about like a movie that like voluntarily, I'm like, I've seen this 3 times. Let's turn it back on.
No, I hate that. I'll do that at Christmas, but that's it. Like I'll watch The Holiday or something.
Okay, that's fair.
But I'm the same way. I'm like, we saw it. We know how it ends. We know, like,
I know the story. Why do I need to watch it? Okay, so Heated Rivalry, I've watched multiple times, and I'm gonna watch them all again on Friday when my friend comes over. Like, and she's seen them multiple times too. Like, it's just
You know
so.
what?
And I don't go backwards to read books because I always feel like it's gonna be ruined. I'm now reading all the books.
Are you serious?
Okay. I'm serious.
Okay, this is very interesting. Also, I randomly have a Friday night to myself this week. So
Holy crap. Get a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Make some popcorn. You're ordering in.
Yeah. This might be my plan.
It's going to be so good. And Friday night, I'll be watching it too. So we can.
I'm going to let you know. Oh my God.
I'm even pulling my husband in. And most people who have watched it are also like, my husband just watched the first episode. He's in. Like,
okay.
So,
okay. I love it. I love it. Well, anyway, okay. So
that will lighten the mood for you, guaranteed.
Yeah. I need something. I can use it. I can use it. Okay, good.
But otherwise, January wave season, normal craziness.
Yeah. Same old, same old. I honestly, I haven't even slowed down. I mean, it's, about time to kind of just check where I'm at for like the month and, going into the year, just to make sure that I'm trending. And I feel that I am. I don't think it has been anything crazy, like abnormal wise, up or down. I feel like it's just kind of what
me too.
expected and hoped for to kind of make sure that things are on track for the rest of the year. I will say the annoying part of the month has been people trying to plan for like March, April that like are not even trying to travel for like spring break. It's not like, oh, my family and these are the only days my kids have. They're just randomly planning travel for this time without the understanding that you wanting to go to the Caribbean the last week in March is an effing terrible idea when we're in the end of January. Do you know what I mean?
I also had one of these and I like really tried. And everything is just like, I can't even find 7 consecutive days of availability, let alone worry about which is the best hotel or which has the best pricing. Like, this is literally last room available that's for 5 nights and you want 7 and like take it or leave it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've got one of those too.
Same thing. It's just like, oh, you want great. Now a 7-day trip is now a 5-day trip. Do you want to split your stay? No. Okay. Well, like it's literally just picking through so that's been annoying. But other than that,
I can one up you. I got Costa Rica for spring break yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Like, not flexible, March 14th through 21st, spring break.
Literally, when you have to start the, just with what has availability. Like, this is literally where we're starting. We're not starting with like your wish list. We're not starting with the way you want to feel. We're not starting with except where's a room with some dates open. There you go.
The only reason I said yes is because I've worked with them before. I know their budget is flexible and healthy. And I just went in saying, I have no idea where you're going to go in Costa Rica. I will see what's available, and that's going to tell us where you're going to go.
Yeah.
I didn't even try to be like Arenal or Monteverde. I was like, you're going to go where we tell you to go, because
Costa Rica, but that's all I can tell you.
Like, there will be a zip line. There will be a sloth, but like, I don't know where it's going to be yet. So I'll get back to you.
That's so frustrating. But so that's how January has felt. Otherwise, I feel pretty normal, I guess, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. I don't feel like anything is out of whack. I feel like things are running pretty smoothly. You know what I was going to ask you today? This is maybe an interesting topic. I have no idea if you have anything to say about it. What I've been thinking about at the beginning of this year, as we're kind of like starting 2026, and I have thought about it before. I just haven't got to like a decision or like made any plans. I really don't have anything set for this. Like, where's my development coming from, I guess is my question. Or do you know where your development is coming from? Like, I have one self-fam trip planned for my team. Well, I don't have it planned. I have a flight booked and I don't really love fams anyway. So I don't have anything else I've committed to. I have no conferences on the table. I have no, business coaching or mastermind. Like I have no real investment in myself or my business like on the books. And so that's what I've been giving some thought to in terms of like, yo, what are you doing this year?
Do you definitely feel like there should be something?
I mean, I think that there's always, unless, life precludes it, like ways that you're investing in yourself and your business. And so I guess my thing is
We
there's
can
not a
invest
reason
with
why.
rest.
Yeah, you were right about that. There's nothing wrong with rest. Yeah, I guess I think
You
I
look
am.
very uncomfortable saying that.
Is that lazy?
There's nothing wrong with rest. She's got hives, guys. She's breaking out.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
just kind of like wondering if I am not behind. Behind isn't the right word, but it's just like, have you kind of decided like what this year looks like for you in that regard?
Yeah, my year's pretty planned out. So I'm going to Pure, which is a first. I've never been before,
Whoa.
and so I'm really excited about that. Um, so that's in September. I've been to Morocco before, so it's really just going to be the conference. I'm not like looking to like add on fam or anything to that. Then as far as traveling, whether it's personal fam or organized fam, like whatever it is, I always try to look at the destinations that I'm planning most often for clients that I've never been.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now for me, that short list of like, this keeps coming up. I've never been, but clients, I'm not even promoting it because I've never been, but clients are continually asking for it. And I'm doing this multiple times per year. That short list for me right now is Peru, Scotland, Norway, and Spain, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm planning a lot and I've never been.
Mm-hmm.
And so Peru is probably going to be what we tick off this year.
Okay. Like a self-planned fam or?
Yeah, this one will be with my husband. And so I kind of make that professional shortlist myself. And then I have the chat with my husband of like, are you interested in any of these? Do any of these feel like a priority? Do you definitely want to plan this together? And then based on his answer, then that'll be the trip with it. I plan with him. And then maybe I'll look for another professional fam to do like either organized or with another advisor.
Yeah.
So Cotswolds would also kind of be on like that UK Scotland list. And so Cotswolds is what I'll do with another advisor.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that I somewhat do that. I mean, I guess I probably prioritize like just where I want to go first before looking at my business.
I find that it always overlaps for me. Like I'm not getting client requests for a destination all the time that I have no interest in visiting.
Yeah. Feel like, oh,
so it always they kind of fall in. Like I want to go to Norway. Now to your point though, I'm getting away with Spain. Having never been and planning it. Like I've got really solid partners. Everybody's coming home raving.
That's like
it's so silly that I've never been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I just kind of like, I know that I'll get there.
Yeah.
And when I'm looking at this list every year, like last year it was Japan and South Africa. Like I was like, I'll get to Spain eventually. We're going to Japan. This year, like Peru, like I really want to go to Peru. Cause I haven't been and it feels a little weird that I haven't been because it's such like a bucket list trip. And I'm planning it all the time. So again, I'm just like, I'll get to Spain eventually. Let's go to Peru. I don't know why. So even though Spain is consistently on like that short list for me, I'm not prioritizing it personally.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That is also, I guess, why I have decided to do Japan as our like team fam is because like it is not slowing down. And my BS descriptions of how people are moving through Japan when I'm like doing their, Loom proposal videos is so not based in reality of what I know and understand. I've been to Japan, but like 2011, so completely irrelevant to
going like this with your team. Like that was probably the best investment I made last year.
Yeah.
And I planned it myself. It was a trip with my husband, but I did everything like I wanted to do with clients, you know, with the bullet train, some DMC experiences, some context experiences, some luxury hotels, some not. Like I tried to see the full spectrum. And although it still takes time to plan, I feel so much more confident and
Mm-hmm.
just like quicker in helping clients understand the options and like it's still a complex destination, right?
Yeah.
But I think going will help you a
Gonna help.
lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that feels good. There's definitely obviously like, places that will just benefit from me being, even if they are repeat, just like me being back there and feeling more confident and even having just like more marketing material. I think with conferences, I am so slow with deciding if, what, when, whatever, because I am not the type of advisor who I feel gets a lot out of conferences
Mm-hmm.
personally. It's not how my brain works or how my like knowledge acquiring
Mm-hmm.
self, like I just find them to be most of the time what they cost in terms of time, in terms
Yeah.
of money, in terms of all of the, what is required. What I, at least in that frame of time and even directly after, I just never feel like, wow, that was a great use of my time. I
I
never
agree.
feel that way. And so
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, this is obviously it's the relationships that sometimes don't, play out or pay out right away. But I still am like, do I even still think about this as like part of my growth or do I just set it aside?
Um, so I mean, you and I are very similar in this regard. And I think that for the first, well, 10 years, I've been like very anti-human on both a supplier and client side.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten away with it, right? But I'm now at a point that I'm going to like I'm having my strategy meetings um with my team and with my host agency and you know just my colleagues that I'm talking with all the time and everything and asking like here's what I want to accomplish in the next level of my business in order to do this. And a big thing I think I've talked about it before is like I would really like safaris to be 30 or 40% of my business.
Mm-hmm.
And that is driving a very not just growth but like very specific targeted growth, and I've never done that before. Until now it's just been like book more, doesn't matter what it is, just bigger trips, higher margins, more revenue. And this is the first time that I'm like, no, I don't want just more of anything, I want more of this specific thing and I don't know how to do it. And I'm walking around, and I have been for 6 months, asking anyone who will listen, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? And nobody has like a specific straight bullet arrow kind of answer for me, which is very frustrating because that's what I want. So I just keep asking. But moral of the story is that like I don't think that there is any one answer to any of this, but I have like the more I talk with people, the more I'm just listening to conversations, the more I'm listening to other people's strategies, the more I'm just listening like, well, what are you doing in your business? The biggest thing that they are doing and that I am not is cultivating really strong relationships on both sides. I know your face looks exactly like mine did. Like when I finally came to this realization, because I was just like, ah, fudge. And I think we both have that reaction because it's just not in our comfort zone. Like it's not our go to. You and I would much rather hang out in a spreadsheet and be like, ooh, I found a missing $100,000. Here it is. Gotcha. But so
So
I don't know.
make the correlation then for me, the relationships that and what you've heard, and maybe this just hasn't like you're in practice, so you haven't actually seen it kind of like play out. But what do you think is a correlation between you go to conferences or what have you, and you develop these relationships with suppliers and you learn about what's out there, whatever. But like until you have the client to match the need for that relationship, it feels like wasted space to me. And so like when I don't have when I don't have that connection, I feel like, why am I making this relationship and understanding what you do? I don't even have a client for you. And when I do have a client for you, it's very hard for me, at least, to be like, like going through my Rolodex of the 50 million people I know and all the emails that I get and yada, 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 to be like, aha, here's why I need to know this GM. Here's why I need to know this DMC. Like, I don't have that kind of great resource in my brain to do that well. So what do you think these relationships that you might cultivate at conferences and whatnot, like, is that just like the long game?
I think the trade show relationships are a longer game than the client relationships.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not even good about asking for referrals. I'm not even good about proactively staying in touch with current clients. I literally wait until people reach out to me, and
Okay.
my business is growing every single year over year because I literally can't handle what's coming in, let alone, oh, I haven't heard from so and so in 6 months. Let me go see how they're doing. Like, my brain just can't even, that's out of my comfort zone and that's not natural for me anyways. But even when I do think about it and I want to do it, I'm like, when do I have the time for that? And so I'm just trying to be a lot more intentional about building those relationships so that people are thinking of me more often, that people know that I want to be referred and I want to be connected to their friends and family. And so that, I think, is going to be the shorter term ticket to the growth that I'm looking for. And the longer term ticket is, I think, I mean, I'm unfortunately preaching the same thing to my husband about like his career, because he's like, I would love to look for a new position, but I don't even know where to start. And I'm like, I think networking and getting in touch with your former colleagues that you really enjoyed working with is probably the best place to start. And then at the same time, I'm like, oh, like, who am I? You know, like at the end of the day, regardless of what you want or what you're striving for or what you're working toward, people are somehow almost always connected to the success or to the growth that you experience. And I don't think that it's always connected in a straight line of like that you can like dial it back. It could just be all a conference needs to be for me is like one really great conversation or new connection. And that could be with a hotel, but it could also be with an advisor.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Which
So
is literally like the foundation of Masters in Travel. So that I do agree with that. Like sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know a thing or two about Asia. Like last I went to further east, and I was like, I like Bali, but I don't really know what I got from this conference.
I think the struggle is that you and I are both people who want to say, I'm going to this conference to get X out of this conference, and success will look like I came home with fill in the blank. And that's what you and I want.
Yeah.
And that's never going to come from any type of like industry trade show. And so I guess I've tried to reframe success.
Yeah.
As it relates to trade show attendance. And I've also limited it. Like I do one per year, and every year I do a different one to make sure that I'm not seeing the same people over and over again, because I'm really not looking to just like hang out with people that I know. So do I need to go to a conference every single year? Absolutely not. So I don't know that that's really the answer for you this year. Like I've wanted to attend Peer for a very long time, and I was accepted, so I'm going.
Yeah.
I guess like if we flip this onto the other side, like business coaching, like you did that last year. I don't know that we ever kind of closed that topic. How, like looking back on that experience, did you feel it was definitely worth your time and energy and investment? Did you leave with the golden ticket and you have all the answers now? Would you recommend it to others? Like what are your kind of lasting impressions of that experience?
Yeah, that's a good follow-up. I mean, not that anybody's like edge of their seat remembering what I talked about last year, but I should actually follow up with what I did mention and give more like feedback and context. It's hard, actually. Not everything has like a direct ROI. So, part of it is just feeling, and I understand that. And also, I might be selling it short because I'm like, oh, I feel not amazing about what I felt like I got versus, like what I paid, not only in money, but in time and energy, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also, I guess, so there's a couple of different ways to look at it. There's definitely like, I wasn't asked for feedback, but I have a lot of feedback if somebody did ask me about like how it could be better or where I feel short. I don't know why people don't want to know this stuff. I'm like, Duh. But anyway, neither here nor there. That is true. There's also the fact that like when I do look strictly at my numbers, I had my personal business had like a almost 30% increase last year. Now, I don't necessarily think it was related to much that I did with this mastermind, but I don't want to say none of it had anything to do with the mastermind. Do you know what I mean? So where's the correlation there? I'm not sure. And I'm not going to give that 30% like because I was in mastermind. No, part of it was just, not luck, but just like a lot of, I do appreciate being in spaces that like allowed me and even sometimes forced me to just think differently. I liked that. And I liked being held accountable. I think that was the other thing. If I said like, hey, here's what I'm working on this quarter, or here's what I'm going to do next. And then I know somebody's going to follow up with me the next month and be like, so where are you at? Did you do this? What, like, it's very easy to say the things and make the goals and just, you're like, well, business is fine. It's still running. Like I didn't get to it. Fine. Okay. But when somebody's holding you accountable, it feels a little bit different. So there's definitely benefit to that. All that to say, I mean, I think I told you how much it cost. It was a very big investment. So
yes.
Do I feel like I got my money's worth? Not totally, but I would do it again, not the same one and not the same people or whatever, but I would do something like that again if I felt like it could be very aligned, because I do think that there was benefit to it. I just kind of left feeling like it could have been more. And I don't like that feeling when it is such a big investment. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I totally agree. So, I mean, something else that I've been thinking of, and I think I mentioned this on one of our recent calls, of just like, I want to have more fun. And like this, if this isn't fun, then I don't want to do it anymore. And I think along those lines, like something that you could consider for this year is like, life doesn't have to be 100% about the business, right? Like obviously you have your family and you have your friends and you have the business, but like you've also shared that you want to own property and that you're wanting to purchase property in Costa Rica, or, and whether that's still true or whether that's shifted, you have other goals outside of the business. And at some point, I also want to just be content of like, this is my business. I'm not looking to increase sales 30% year over year anymore. Like if sales grow, that's great. And that's probably connected to the relationships and the repeat business and that kind of stuff. But I'm no longer like driving and pushing and doing everything I can to grow. And now I get to just enjoy the fruits of our labor. And whether that means more time to just relax and know that your business is great, whether that means focus on a different goal that's entirely separate from the business. Like maybe you kind of shuddered at the beginning when I was like, you don't have to, it could also just be rest, but it can still be a goal without being like an intense numbers driven spreadsheet analyzing goal. It can be, I need to go spend some more time figuring out, I don't know, the financial blah, blah, blah to actually purchase real estate in Costa Rica. Like that takes time.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right, because I have done, my fair share of like growth, understanding, learning in that department, because it's not like something I came to the table knowing anything about. There is so much to know and learn as you kind of like figure your way through real estate when nobody grew up teaching you that. So I am spending a lot of time with that. And there is that, like, remember that the umbrella is you, right? So I think that that's maybe the point you're making, that like there's this big umbrella of like life, and there's a lot of other things going on that contribute to the happiness and joy that I feel on a day-to-day basis. And not all of it is milk and honey. And it's just like a fraction of it. And yes, like it is actually in a good place. There's always going to be room for growth. That's not the thing. But I guess I could make like a decision of like, you know what? This is autopilot to a degree right now, and it's going to be fine. And the energy on a day-to-day basis or on a quarterly basis or for the year even could be just redirected, and everything will be fine. You know, if I don't go to a conference, life will not stop.
Well, or your business will not crumble.
Oh, it will not at all. I know that.
And like, and the reality is if you do plan a trip, like going on a fam versus going on a vacation is not the same. And like, maybe this is the year that you get to vacation.
Well, you know, I vacation. So that's
I know you do. I think you do better than I do. That's true. But I think it can be, like the year can feel like it has meaning and purpose without feeling like stress and pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You're right about that.
Report back to us what you decide.
I will report back. I do think you reminded me about your, like, if it's not fun, I'm not doing it, that you shared with us last month. So is that still in effect? Is it still working out for you?
I mean, to a fault. I have so Lee Friedman got pulled into one of these fun situations recently, and I had to go back to her and be like, I am so sorry. This did not work out the way that I thought it was. But yes, so a longtime client. So this is just a story, but like this is what's been going on. A client, she was like one of my OG clients from like 2017 maybe. I planned her honeymoon to Indonesia, and it was like one of my most fun, like they didn't just want to go to Bali, like they went to see the orangutans in Indo. Like it was cool, yeah. It was so cool. I was so excited, and I was new, and you know. So I've planned a few trips for her and her family over the years, and she's our age. She has a little girl who's, you know, a little younger than my daughter, and she reached out and she just had like this multi-week summer extravaganza in the south of France, the Alps, and Croatia. And I was like, not fun. And like, no. Like, first of all, Rachel, what? And second of all, like, I am not touching this. And like, budget is like usually healthy, but not a ton. They like to do more home style just because they've got a small child. It's like 4 adults who are like one couple, but then one like friend, you know, like there's just like this, for all the right reasons, a home rental makes more sense for them. And I was like, not touching it. I'm not doing Airbnb. I'm not doing home rentals. I did like a 30-second check into Plum Guide. I was like, not going to work. I'm out. Like, this isn't fun. And also, south of France is either very DIY or expensive. There's not, in my experience, there's no in between. We're talking like Provence kind of south of France, not Nice and Saint-Tropez, but more like, you know, the countryside stuff. Mm-hmm. I've never been to the Alps, don't know the first thing about it. And that's not fun. I'm not going to go learn it. I've tried to learn Switzerland a couple times, and I was just like, whatever, like I'll get there someday. I know it's beautiful. This doesn't like light me up. And then I have been to Croatia, but I was like, this is just like one piece of this puzzle. And I'm just not really like, in my experience with my DMC in Croatia, like there is no mincing words. And it's like, this is the budget, take it or leave it. So I emailed her back and I was like, Rachel, this is insane. Like, here's a little bit of guidance, but like, I'm not taking this on. She did not take no for an answer. So she came back. And, you know, she's always very appreciative of all the information I share with her. She's not trying to be difficult. She's actually very nice, very friendly. And I can't remember like what was said, but something was said that I was like, I think you should talk to Lee, because like Lee knows the Alps, Lee knows families. I actually think that like, I think you should talk to her. And so I went to Lee and I was like, here's what you need to know about this family. and convince them to just stay in the Alps the whole time. Like, I just get Croatia out of their heads, do south of France and the Alps. That makes more sense. I know there's tons of family options in the Alps. So like you're good. I feel like we're going to be able to deliver what they're asking in the Alps more. So she had a call with them and then she called me and she was like, I failed. I did not talk them out of Croatia. And I was like, no. And so then she came back to me and she was like, okay, we want what Lee is offering and we still want Croatia. And I was like, I don't want to do this. This isn't fun. I don't want to be like people pleased, pressured into this. And so I was like, I'm going to whip out the money stuff. You're like, because as soon as you start putting dollar signs on things, then they're like, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That didn't work either. So I went into like full detail and I was like, here's our fee. And I was like, I guess Lee's going to do the Alps and I'm going to do Croatia. Like she doesn't want Croatia. I don't want the Alps. And so the fee is higher because then we're going to split it. And then like, here's what she thinks Alps is going to be. Minimum Croatia is going to be this. And I did not imagine, like, they're not going to invest this much, right? She comes back and she was like, no, this is what we want. Like we decided we're going to take out the Alps and we really want to focus on Croatia. And I was like, oh my God, from the beginning, I thought I could get this totally off my plate, get it to another advisor who's an expert in this, and then I don't have to touch it. And now it's 100% back on me.
Yeah.
Like Lee's out totally. They're just not going to, oh my. So I was like, here's my last move. Like, check me. I was like, Rachel, can we have a call? And that's all I said. I didn't say like what we were talking about. I didn't because no was not working.
Yeah.
And I was saying no.
Yeah.
And so finally, and this is what's been working, not just in this conversation, but in every conversation I've had recently. I don't know why. I have just like pulled off the hood, back the curtains and just said like, no, you cannot book your hotel with points because accommodations are our greatest source of revenue.
Period.
And somebody actually said on a discovery call, it was a husband. He was like, thank you so much for saying that. And I was like, you're welcome. What else do you want to know?
Right. We're like tiptoeing around this stuff, but it's like, actually,
I never wanted it to be a secret. I never like tried, like if anyone asked, I answered, but I never like offered it without being asked. And I've started doing it. So I called this client and I was like, listen, this is really an unprofitable like trip design for us. Like I can't have you booking part of the trip without me and then part of the trip with me. And then you only want me to do Havar, but then you kind of need like a ferry or a transfer and split. And, you know, cause she was like, well, could you do this? And I'll do this. Like she was just like looking for any solution to like have me be involved. And I was like, listen, you want the quality of trip that I designed for you in Colombia last year. And this isn't going to be it. And here's why. Like accommodations have to be at this level. My team will be working for free if we are not booking 4-star and above and like a minimum level of services. I can't just do beach clubs and restaurants for you while you book an Airbnb. I was like, it's just not profitable. And I was like, my partner has a minimum investment level and it's not crazy. It's because we only work with 4 and 5-star services. We're not saying that you can't plan this trip for less than $10,000, but based on the services and the partners that we work with, what you're requesting is going to be a $15,000 to $20,000 investment. And we can't just like book a 3-star to make it cheaper. We don't work with 3 stars, right? And so I just flat out like explained all of this. I did not even try to mince words that like, I have a team of 4 people. I have payroll. Like, I can't take this on. And she was like, oh my God, thank you so much for explaining. Like, this makes perfect sense. And now she came back today. She's like, 20 grand, will you do it? And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Wow.
Like if you have the proper, but I had to say no in 65 different ways that did not work.
Yeah.
Because we've worked together for many years. And so like, this would have never occurred if it was like a brand new client, you know, who like, we didn't know each other, but because she knows me and I know her, she just like wouldn't take no for an answer. And she wasn't trying to be difficult. She was just really trying to like find a way to make it work. And it did not make sense in her head. And it did not fully click into like, oh, why is Whitney pushing back on this? Until I just said, here it is. And I just like transparently laid it out.
And I love it because it's like you have the confidence now because you're not emotionally tied to the yes of like having to work with this client. Like you don't need the trip. You're not trying to people please. You're doing what's best for you and putting your needs first. And when you do that, this is the answer. And you feel so comfortable and confident standing behind that, that whatever the outcome is, you're super fine with. Like that's
Yeah.
really, really great.
I didn't expect that she would come back and say yes to
Right.
this. I fully expected that she would move forward with this on her own. And I was like, listen, I've been to Dubrovnik, I've been to Split. I will just give you like my bullet pointed quick hits of like, here are a few things you should know. And I was on the phone with her for 40 minutes doing the same, just giving her ideas. And so I fully expected that to be the end of it. And then she came back and she was like, everybody's okay to invest more. Like, will you do this?
Hmm.
And now she's giving me a budget that is aligned with the service that we can provide. I can work with my DMC partner. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
I'm just leaning into like, I didn't really expect this, but like transparency into like what works and what doesn't for us is actually helping me lean into only doing things I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice muscle to flex. I like it. I
Yeah.
gotta do more of it.
I have had a couple in the last 6 months that I really was bending over backwards trying to make things work, and it didn't work out well. Like in one case, the client was really disappointed in something. Um, and I just kind of thought back and I was like, I wish I just would have been honest and said, you need to spend $2,000 more because like, this is
Mhm.
what you want. Right. And I didn't say that and I should have.
Mhm.
And then another case, I'm like, um, DIYing like all these individual bookings and all these things, trying to like save a buck. And at the end of the day, like another travel advisor has done some intense time studies, and is finding that a lot of the trips that we think are profitable just because it's like a good commission, are not profitable because the time being invested in it by us and our team, like it's just adding up too quickly. And I was like, I don't need a time study to know that this hasn't been profitable. Like I
Right.
can't ever do this again.
Yeah. Yeah. That is that
So
hurts when you figure that out. You're like, "Oh, $12 an hour? Is this where we're at?"
it's just really painful. And so I think that seeing the positive reaction from clients about just me being straight up and just being really honest, I think I'm going to start talking about it more in marketing.
Yeah. That's a good idea, and I think actually it works for marketing just because your clients will come to you more knowledgeable. It also, I feel like this is what I'm seeing on social and online stuff. It's actually the content that people are paying attention to. Like, give me, like, get naked in front of me, so to speak.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, let me know what I don't know and be very honest and be very transparent and be very, very vulnerable. And that is what people actually pay attention to and respond well to. So I think
Mm-hmm.
you're going to also find that it's going to be good content that the right people pay attention to and save and share and that kind of thing as well.
And I think it instills trust.
Yeah.
And I see it as a form of like education and just kind of helps lead us into like having that conversation, because once I know a client really well and I know the level of service that they're looking for, I know the level of hotel that they want. Once we get to that point where it's like, it doesn't really matter it's not that the price doesn't matter, but it's just like, I want what I want. And if that costs $400 in Morocco and it costs $900 in Rome, like I want this certain level of hotel, or I
Mhm.
want the private transfer. I'm not going to go back to a shared transfer in a more expensive destination. Like I still want what I want.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of clients are.
Even
Um,
if they don't say it, because there's so
yeah,
many times where a client will be like, "Well, what did we spend last time on our trip?" I'm like, "It was a different destination, a different year, a different everything. Like, what does
yeah,
it matter what you paid in 2023? We're not talking apples to apples here." So, in their mind, sometimes it's just kind of like, "Oh yeah, we normally spend X on vacation,"
yeah,
without realizing and understanding that we're talking about a totally different set of parameters. And if you are okay, meaning it is within your means
yeah.
to let experience lead, when we know what you like and we know how you love to travel and we know what level of accommodations really make the trip for you, And if you're okay with what that investment is going to be, like, let's work from there and stop with this like
or
ceiling.
if you really do just have a certain amount allocated for vacation and you want to stick within that, then we should lead with like, where can I maximize a $15,000 investment?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because a
not
priority.
Italy? Okay, tell me where to go. I feel like I've also been talking with a lot of clients about this of like working backwards. So if you know that a home rental is going to be the best fit for your group dynamic, then let's start with, where are there a lot of home rental options that we could consider?
That is so
London.
true. Yes, because
London.
people who just
Go.
randomly say that and then they think that it exists anywhere that
They're
they
just
set
like,
their
I
foot
want a
on.
home rental in Havar. And I'm like, what? No, no, that doesn't work.
Right.
But when you start backwards, if they're like, we want a home rental, where should we go? Oh,
Okay.
wow. There are tons of options in this region. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Same with investment. Like, I have about 10 or 15 or however much to invest. Like, where can I maximize this value? What an interesting conversation.
I love it.
But if you want to lead with destination, then it's like, well, I know what you're looking for and I know the quality of experiences that you want. I always say, like when people are like, how much is this going to cost? I'm like, well, the way you want it, 30 grand, like, can it be done for 10? Yeah. But what you want is this.
We just talked about a private boat. We talked about a suite. We talked
I think all of this to say is that my intention or my goal is I'm trying to get to that honesty and just reality check sooner. Like, I can do that now when I've been planning your trips for 5 or 6 years. I'm trying to get to that on like trip number 1 or 2 of like, here's how I work. Here's where I can do my best work. That's also what I said to Rachel. I was like, Rachel, you don't need an assistant. Like, we've narrowed this down to you wanting me to book your time in Havar. What's that going to be? 5 nights and an accommodation and some beach clubs? Like, you don't need me to book an accommodation. And she's like, oh yeah, I guess. Well, I'm like, you don't need an assistant. Like, if you really want like this experience, like these other trips we've planned together, that's full start to finish. So I've just ripped back the curtain.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
So it's been working.
Folks. The way to happiness.
Yeah, I said to Lee so many times, I was like, I will not be people pleased into this, but she will not take no for an answer. So also, what do I do? I have never like gotten another advisor involved in that way. And now I feel so terrible because at the end, like, I feel like I just wasted her time, but they did love her. And she got them so excited about the Alps in general that they were like, we have to go back to her to just plan a trip for the Alps. And I'm like, you do. You absolutely do.
So it'll all come back.
Yeah, I think it will. I hope so.
Oh, well, this was a fabulous conversation. I am glad we got a chance to, again, peel it all back and be honest, be real, let people know kind of like where we're coming from as well as we navigate all of this, which is the whole point of Shop Top. So hope you guys found it interesting.
In a few weeks' time, I need updates on your heated rivalry journey. I need updates on what you decide for this year in terms of, I don't know, focus, goals, lack of focus and goals. I don't know. Anything else we need to follow up on?
I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. I know we should start making ourselves notes. We have all these great conversations, and we have to make sure that we close the loop on them and give people what they want. All right. Well, thank you.
I won't forget. I'm looking forward to your text messages on Friday night.
I'll talk to you then.
See you next month.
Bye.